One day I was sitting in my classroom normally, and suddenly teacher looked at me and said, "You stand up." And I stood up confidently. Then he asked me one simple question, which is, "What is AI?" And I instantly replied, "AI means artificial intelligence." Bro, he seriously looked at me for like 5 seconds. Then he said, "Explain clearly." So I said, "Sir, if you give AI a prompt and it gives your answer." And he said, "Get out from the class." And I was like, what was happening right now? And what did I even say wrong? Next day, again, same teacher, same question. What is AI? This time I thought, okay, maybe yesterday's answer was too basic, so I confidently said AI is a trained model and it answers your question based on the prompts. And again, get out. Bro, at this point, genuinely, I don't know what was happening right at the moment. That evening, I went home and opened laptop and searched clearly what is AI. Then I realized something. I was not completely wrong, but I actually didn't understand what AI actually is. I only knew how to use AI, but I actually didn't know how it works and how it functions. And honestly, most people were in the same position right as me. People use ChatGPT, people use AI tools, people generate images, and people copy prompts, but they didn't know how it actually AI works. But if someone asks the same question, what actually AI is, most people freeze at that moment. And I recently saw the guy who was facing the same exact problem. That's when I thought, okay, we need to seriously thought about this. Because listen carefully, it doesn't matter how many AI tools you use, it doesn't matter how good your prompts are, it does not matter how well you generated image. At the end of the day, if you don't know the basics, it's a big problem. Especially in interviews, they don't ask you how well you can prompt. They don't ask how many AI tools you use. They ask simple questions. What is AI? How does AI function? What is training and what is modeling? If you don't answer the simple basic questions, game over. So in this video, I am going to explain you what is AI, how AI functions and how AI works, the full process of birth to output in the simplest way possible. No complicated words and just plain English, no fake tech genius explanations or all that stuff. Straight to the point and in a simple way. So without further any delay, let's get into the video. So the first question is, what actually AI is? So most people think AI is a magic brain or AI is something like a robot that was consciously active. But no, AI is basically a computer system trained on learning patterns from the past data and also do tasks that normally need human intelligence. That's it. I do understand it's hard to remember these definitions. So let me even simplify you this. So let's say a normal computer only follows fixed instructions. Let me give an example. What is 2 plus 2? It gives 4. Simple. It only does what you type. But AI is different. It tries to understand your patterns. Let me give an example. When YouTube recommends videos that you may like, that's AI. When Google finds the fastest routes, that's AI. When Instagram shows you the reels that you get addicted, that's AI. When ChatGPT answers your question, that's AI. But here's the honest truth. AI does not think like humans. AI does not have feelings and AI does not have any dream and it don't understand human emotions. Most AI is like this, looking at the large amounts of data, finding patterns in it and finding the best answer for it. That's it. It basically a super fast predicting machine. Imagine this. Suppose AI sees millions of cat photos. Then it finds patterns in it. So cats usually have whiskers, pointed ears, and certain face shapes. So when you show a new photo, AI guesses it and finds, that's probably a cat. Not because it understands the cat emotionally, it finds patterns in the face shapes of the cat. So same with the language. If AI reads millions of sentences, how are dash? Something like what could be the answer? What could be the blank would be? So basically the answer would be you. It actually learns patterns and it actually predicts the answer, best possible solution, best possible sentence to form because prediction at massive level can look like intelligence. So that's why ChatGPT sometimes feel like smart, but behind the scenes, it's basically math, patterns, data, training, prediction, and also powerful computers. So that's the combination what we call AI. So before continuing the video, let me actually change the camera angle and also change the overall setup. Because let me tell you how AI is created, like the birth of AI from the birth of AI to output. Let me change the setup. So yeah, let's continue the video. So let me put it here and let's start the video. I hope it fixes well. Right. Yeah, I hope everyone can see the screen and let's understand the process of AI, how it will be created, and how does AI go from nothing to answering your questions. So I hope everyone understands, and this is the new camera angle in our channel. So yeah, I think it's the first time like explaining like this. So let me know in the comments how is the setup and how it is, and I'll try to improve in the more videos. So yeah, let's start. So now let's understand. Imagine like AI is like raising a robot kid. So robot kid means, first a baby, student, and a worker. I'm talking about robot kid. I'm not talking about any human intervention. So I'm talking about robot kid. It will be baby, student, and worker. So same. So the first step will be the birth of AI. So the birth of AI, it starts with the companies. So it not starts with the developers, it starts with the companies. So basically companies like OpenAI, Google, and Claude, and most people like Grok AI and X, all these companies will hire people who knows the skills like machine learning and artificial intelligence and data engineers, data scientists. All these people, they gather all these people and they assemble a work. The main motive of these companies is to create better models for the people in the market, like we. Their main motive is to create better models for us. So companies like OpenAI, Google, and Claude, they try to create models, create AI structures. They try to, they want to create apps for the people, for like us. So the first step is humans create the AI structure, like programmers and engineers write code. So if you can see it on the screen, the developers develop 1, 2, and 3. They are from different companies. Imagine they are from one is from OpenAI, one is from Google, and one is from Claude AI. Different companies, they try to, I'm telling you the point of view of different companies. Let's imagine this is a Google company. So developers from Google, so the first step of this is humans first create the AI structure. So programmers create the brain. So the first step is to create brain. Like companies like OpenAI and Google, and also Claude, Anthropic, they create a brain structure. Like, so let's imagine right now you're seeing if imagine this is a Google company, and you can see it. They create a brain structure, like, and also in that brain structure they try to feed computer rules, they try to feed mathematics, they try to read algorithms, they try to inject all this stuff. At this stage AI knows nothing, and literally nothing, like a newborn baby, and there is no knowledge for AI. And also the AI can't understand nothing. It has only brain structure ready, but it doesn't have any memory, and it doesn't have any information. Now comes the important part: training, like feeding information. AI is fed with huge amounts of information, and when I say huge, I mean huge. Like they feed it books, they feed it books, website, images, videos, conversations, code, examples, and question and answers. They try to inject, they try to feed huge amounts of information from all of these books and websites, all of this stuff. They try to inject and they try to feed information to this brain structure. So all of this information will goes to brain structure. Okay, I hope you guys understood. So let me give an example of what feeding information would be like. So let me give an example. So let's say there are millions of dog photos. You can see it on the screen. There are millions of dog photos, and from the dog photos you show it millions of dog photos to the AI brain structure. So like you are feeding the information. So if you show the brain structure millions of dog photos again and again and again and again, so this is basically like teaching a child. The more examples the child sees, the better the child understands the pattern. And also same things happens with the AI. And also let me give an example. So basically in your childhood, mostly we all fed that A for apple, B for ball, C for cat, all this stuff. So that's what happens to the AI. So the people, the developers, all they try to you know teach fed the AI and all of this stuff. So same goes with the millions of sentences. Developers tries to teach millions of sentences, like millions of questions, millions of books, millions of information, and with different languages they try to feed the information to the brain structure, and also millions of question and answers. What is AI, how it AI works, all this stuff they try to feed them, and what is 2 plus 2, what is 3 plus 3, what is 4 plus 4, what is 5 plus 5, all this information, and what is car, what is bike, what is all this basic and advanced question and answers. And next thing, learning patterns. Now the AI starts learning patterns, but remember, AI is not understanding like humans, it's finding connections. For example, previously I've said before, if AI sees 2 plus 2 equals to 4, and also 3 minus 2 equals to 1, and 10 minus 2, 10 divided by 2 is 5. So they try to learn patterns from it. So it actually understands, it is an addition, it is an subtraction, and it is in division. They try to understand, and they try to learn patterns from it. So it notices a pattern. For a language also, if it reads good morning, how are blank, so it learns the next word is usually you, like good morning, how are you. So that's what it learns patterns from it. So that's why AI continues the sentences. If you ever given a prompt which is, sometimes you miss some blanks, and AI fulfills it from the past data, all this stuff. So that's why AI can continue sentences, and it predicts what is mostly likely to come next. And also this is the and this prediction happens at crazy speed, millions of calculations per second. And that's why AI feels powerful, and we thought like AI is so intelligent, but it's not. It's actually the data and the learning patterns and the information. So okay, we created brain and we fed information and we taught the learning patterns. So what's the next step? Training again and again. So the next step is training and again. At first AI makes many mistakes, even we do. Once we thought, or once we read anything from our books, we can't understand in one at a time, because sometimes it can be tough and sometimes it can be easy. So sometimes so same as goes with the AI. So first it makes many mistakes, like a lot. Sometimes it completely can go wrong, and humans then correct the information. You can see the information 1, information 2, and information 3. So basically these are the developers, these are the people, they try to feed the information correctly. So the if any AI makes any mistakes, they try to correct the information. So millions or even billions of times, think of it like this. If a student writes a wrong answer, teacher corrects and student improves, and then repeating process is called training. So if someone asks what is training, and tell them this, so feeding information again and again, the data by correcting the mistakes is called training. So yeah, remember this. And also yeah, and after enough practice, AI becomes better and even better sometimes. And lastly, finished AI model. After training is completed, the AI becomes something called a model. So model means after lots of training, after lots of information fed, the AI becomes something called brain, and it is also called a model. Now it is ready for publicly use. Like now that's what you were saying, like Open AI, Google Gemini, and Claude Anthropic. So that is what an AI model is. AI model means the model which has a lots of information. The AI has which has a lots of information, and so much of training. After that, the model is created. So it is the brain of the AI. So the trained model is what we interact with. And now let's understand what happens when you use AI. Suppose you type what is AI. So let's say I have given an prompt to the one of these model, like OpenAI or Gemini, or Anthropic. So what is AI? So this is called input. Now inside the computer, AI breaks your sentence into tiny pieces. So let's say this is the question, and AI breaks your question into tiny pieces. So I hope you guys understood. So sorry, I was not good at writing all this stuff, but I hope you guys understand. So let's say this is your question. So AI tries to break your question into tiny parts. So it breaks your sentences into tiny pieces. Then it searches the patterns it learned during the training. So we have actually, we have trained the model before, and we have fed the information before. So it tries to understand, and it tries to learn it tries to find patterns in it. So then it searches the patterns, and the patterns it learned during the training. So then it predicts the answer. So what answer is mostly like is correct. So notice something, AI is not searching like humans. So it is predicting, and prediction, that's the key word. Finally AI sends the response back to you. So this is called output. So let me simply explain the simple flow of this. So first, user gives the input to the AI brain, and AI brain patterns the matching. If it searches for the patterns, and pattern after pattern matching, it predicts the output, it predicts the answer, and it gives the output. That's the simple flow of AI. So that's basically how a modern AI works. Now let me tell you something important. AI is so powerful. It is so powerful. Like, it can talk, it can help you in study, it can write code, it can create images, and it can help doctors, and it can help engineers, and it can help students study, and also it can help translate languages, and it can even drive cars in the future. All I know most of people, you would know that Tesla, all of this stuff, I'm giving you example. But AI can also make mistakes like we do humans. AI is not that intelligent. Of course AI is intelligent, but it cannot match the human intelligence. Until I heard the news from Anthropic, they are trying to build new model, and I really heard the news that AI is going to replace human intelligence, and it is exceeding the human intelligence. I don't know how it is going to be, but because at the end of the day, AI is still predicting. It is trained model on the past data and a little bit of present data, not truly understanding how humans feel like, and what are the emotions of humans. So that's why sometimes AI confidently gives you answers, and sometimes it doesn't give you an actual answer, because prediction is not same as all the time. And honestly, understanding this basic concept already feels like, puts you ahead of many people. And because now you actually understood, I hope you guys understood, I hope you guys watching this video at the end, and what is AI and how AI works, and not just how to use it. I know most people would use AI, like, I know even I to use most tools, but I have learned, and you know I try to give the information back to you people, so you guys also know what actually it is. So yeah, that's the most honest, simple explanation of AI. If you still didn't understand, just go back and check the video and replay the video once, and I hope you guys understood. And if this video helps you finally understand what AI is, and how AI works, and also, you know what is what, and what is training, and what is modeling, all this stuff, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. And because I'm going to make more videos on AI tools, careers, and what are the tools students can use, what are the new tools in the market, and what's actually happening in the world, in this AI world and tech world. I'm going to explain you everything simply like this. And trust me, in the next few years, AI is going to be the part of our future job and future life. So learning the basics is very important. And comment below what should I explain next. And yeah, hopefully now you guys understood what actually AI is. And if any teacher asks you what actually AI is, now you can you can answer confidently. You won't get kicked out of the class like me. And I'll see you guys in the next one. And cheers.